going on? This is PokeTC Gamer back with another video. And in today's video we have our Week 7 NPL Minors match versus Keegan, aka the Colorado Avaluggs. I have to make this video pretty quick because I do have other things to do. Got a lot of schoolwork to catch up on. But I will try to make this video as in detail as I possibly can. But I do want to talk about the playoffs matches that are already set in place for next week. As of the time I'm recording this, the 2 playoff matches for my conference are set, so I know who I'm playing. I'll talk about that at the end of this game, but I'm not going to go too in depth into my team, but I'll just go over the teams that we did have, or that we brought. He brought Omega Pinsir, Chansey, Klefki, Kyurem, Cresselia, and his Kartana, and I brought my Torn T, my Terrakion, my Nidoqueen, my Scizor, my Qwilfish, and my Dragon. My Torn T basically outspeeds his entire team, and it checks his fast offensive things like Kartana, Pinsir, and his Infernape, which he didn't bring. And it can taunt toxic things like the Cresselia, and it can taunt the Chansey from stopping from healing up. Terrakion is basically a Rock Polish 3 attack set. With the Rock EMC, my double stabs destroy his team other than Doublade, which he didn't bring, which is why I have Earthquake in the last slot. So that's pretty much that. Once I get rid of the Kartana, I outspeed everything, and I can do a lot of work with Hazards Up. Next up we have Nidoqueen to get part of the Hazards Up with Stealth Rocks, and double stabs with Sludge Wave and Earth Power, and Flamethrower. Flamethrower just to hit the Klefki if it decides to Magnetize on me. Don't want that to wall me. Next up we have Scizor, which is Aqua Berry, pretty spadef to take on the Kyurem. With Ball Punch, U-Turn, Roost, and Defog. Defog just because I don't want him hazard stacking me. If he has hazards up and I don't want to, I obviously want to get rid of those. So next up we have the Qwilfish with Taunt, Toxic, Scald, and Spikes. Scald, it hits Kartana harder than Waterfall. And I also can get burns on the Pinsir and the Kartana, but this is Sugarberry mainly to be my wall to his Infernape. And Spikes are pretty nice versus his team as well, hitting almost his whole team except for Pinsir after Mega Evolution and his Cresselia. And Toxic, it allows me to toxic things like the Cresselia and the Rotom Wash, which, like I said, he didn't bring. Lastly, we have the Dragon with Roost, Taunt, Dark Pulse, and Fire Blast. Dark Pulse and Fire Blast allows me to hit the Klefki very hard. Dark Pulse allows me to hit the Cresselia very hard, and Taunt allows me to stop things like the Cresselia and the Chansey from healing up. So that's pretty much my team. I'm just going to get into this replay very quickly. We got off with Torn just because we're fast and everything, unless he has a Scarfer, and we can also taunt his walls. Like, we're going to taunt the Cresselia right here if he wants to Toxic or Thunder Wave me, which he tries to Thunder Wave me, which we stop. So now he goes hard into his Kyurem as we knock off, and this is actually one of his Z-Mons. So right here that reveals that he is a Z-move or he's no item, which I highly doubt. So we go into our Scizor as he subs up here, and we just fire off a safe bullet punch this turn because don't want this thing keeping a sub up. But I'm sorry about that, guys. If you heard that, that was just an alert. Right here, he drops a Draco, revealing he doesn't have HP Fire most likely. So we just U-turn out here because his special attack is -2, and now we just get free switch into our Nidoqueen to set up our rocks, which is gonna be very nice. So we just set up our rocks here as he just goes hard into his Cresselia. And this first turn, I fire off a Sludge Wave in case he wanted to fire off a Thunder Wave. I might switch into a Thunder Wave or a Moonblast. I might switch into Dragon, but he just fires off a Psychic. So right here, I do predict him to fire off a Thunder Wave, and I just go into my Qwilfish. It doesn't do much this game, and I really want to just get off a Toxic on this Cresselia, which is what I do here instead of setting up like a Spike. So I just Toxic, putting this thing on a timer, and right here I just stay into actually, no, I don't sack this off yet. I go into my Dragon thinking that he's just going to Psychic again, playing it safe, as he does. So now I get to fire off a Taunt, not wanting to get Thunder Wave, but also Taunt catches the Chansey and the Klefki if he hard switches them in. So right here I taunt the Chansey, and now I'm free to go into my Torn, because I can knock off the Eviolite, and if he Seismic tosses, I can just heal that up with Regenerator. So right here I just fire off a knockoff, getting rid of an item off this Klefki, as he reveals to be Toxic Orb, which I didn't really understand because my best switch in is Nidoqueen. But I'll have to ask him about that. But right here, he just sets up a spike as he switcheroos me to get rid of my life orb, which is a good play. But I just flamethrower and actually get a crit, which is pretty unfortunate. I'm pretty sure that mattered, but his clef key would have been left very low. Now this next turn, I didn't really understand what he was doing. He actually goes into his Kartana to defog away the spike that he just set up and to sack his Kartana off to this flamethrower. And that would have made sense, I guess, to get rid of the rocks. If he wanted to cure him here, that would have made sense, but he goes into his Cresselia, maybe expecting to outspeed, but I just set my rocks, as he actually goes for the Psycho Shift, trying to get rid of the Toxic. So now that I know that he has that, I'm not going to go into my, I'm either going to sack off my Nidoqueen or I'm going to sack off my Qwilfish to prevent him from getting rid of the Toxic, but I just keep staying in here, and actually now I go into my Qwilfish, trying to sack it off, as he just goes for another Thunder Wave, and in hindsight I should have just sacked off my Qwilfish here, but I actually made a bit of a dumb play and went hard into my Dragon. Sacking Qwilfish was definitely the right play, as he actually gets this right and goes for Thunder Wave. So now I think I just fire off a taunt in case he wants to go hard into the Chansey again. And now that I taunt, I'm pretty much free to win this game. I'm just going to sack off my Qwilfish. Everything is in range of my Terrakion, so I'm very free to just sack this off. And since he's taunted, he can't Thunder Wave me, so I'm just free to click Close Combat here. Chansey, Cresselia, and his Kirima all in range. I know his Kirima's in Scarf, and I can just click my Z move versus the Pinsir, and that is going to be a good game to fog. So let's just let this last 3 turns play out. We do finish off the season 6-1 with a plus 20 differential, very, very solid. And we're just going to finish this game off with 2 close combats. So now we're into playoffs. I'll just let this finish off, as we just click close combat versus the Chansey, and we also click close combat versus the Kyurem. And that's going to be a good game to fog. Very solid game. Terrakion just did a number to his team, especially when Kartana went down. But we are now into playoffs, as I said before, and I'm going to spoil the matchups here, so if you don't want to hear the matchups for round 1 of the conference play, then don't listen. But the round 1 matchups are me as the 1 seed versus actually Aster as the 4 seed, so we are going to get our rematch in the quarterfinals instead of the semifinals, which is pretty interesting, as David beat Aster to move up into the 3rd spot to face Adam, Coach the Bee's Knees, who is actually our only loss this season. So it's going to be a very interesting game versus Aster. Can't wait to play it. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. I know this was a shorter video, but hopefully I have a live comp plan for you guys for the first playoff game versus Aster, which I'm very hyped for. So that's going to be it, guys, and peace out.